All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. We have Bobby Hurley on the line. First, we need to get to our trivia question. Sully, which trade deadline acquisition scored the most points for the Sabres? And that's in that year. Dominic Moore, Rafi Torres, Joey Juneau, or Steve Heinz?
There
you go.
There it is, yeah. I was
Steve Heinz, Heinz 57. I remember when he came over from the Bruins. He was a good guy, and he could play, and he had 12 points.
I know the name, I couldn't remember. Where's Bob Corkham's name?
I don't think you're going to see that on. I don't know if he had 12
had
points in his career with the Sabres. All right, listen, we're going to bring on Bobby Hurley. Now, Bobby, do we have you on?
Yes, I'm with you guys. Good to be with you. I would have had a lot of trouble with that trivia question. I would have been all kinds of trouble.
That's all right. I'm sure you probably haven't heard of Bob Corkham, and that's okay, or Steve Heinz for that matter.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Bobby, by the way, is en route to Kent State as we speak. Huge game tomorrow. Bobby, you guys, I love the way that you guys are playing right now, although a little erratic the last game that I covered. You got the result that you wanted, and it seems like you guys, even in, you had 3 losses there by a total of 8 points, but you're 6-3 in the past 9. I mean, going into this game, you can't ask for too much more with that going into the tournament.
I'm proud of my guys, proud of the team. This was an inexperienced team coming into the season. There were a lot of question marks about, different guys and how we would replace different players. And, we were in a tough spot. We had lost some heartbreaking games. We were 500 in the conference. And, that's a critical moment. What direction are you going to take your season now? And they responded the exact way that I would hope they would have. And, to find a way to win our last game at home versus Akron, despite shooting 33% and not shooting well at the free throw line either, just shows, how gritty we were on defense. And, we took care of the ball and we created turnovers. So we just, we manufactured a way to win, and now put ourselves in a position, like you said, to play a huge game tomorrow night at Kent State.
Bob, you guys have had 5 3-game winning streaks this year. Never 4, but that sounds like a formula for winning a tournament. How unfair is it? And maybe you don't want to rip your own league, but I don't like this format that you could conceivably have to win 4 or 5 games to win the conference tournament.
Look, I said it, coming into this year, when we were projected to come in 4th in our division in head coaches meetings, that the top 2 seeds from each side should be rewarded. The divisional winner in the MAC West, the divisional winner in the MAC East should be the top 2 seeds, and then allow the records to sort themselves out, in an unbalanced schedule, because we don't have a balanced schedule. It's not equal to everyone. On top of that, I also, with some other coaches, talked about trying to make it a more traditional tournament where, you'd have to win 3 games to win the whole thing. And, we're still in a position, possibly, if things broke our way and we won out and things, to be in the top 2 seeds. But I still don't think it's the perfect, fair thing for a team to only have to win 2 games to get to an NCAA tournament.
Well, they're protecting their top teams, which is understandable
to a point.
I know the other MAC did it for a while and then they went away from it. But if you're not getting an at-large bid and you're only sending 1 team, you hate to see a team that is your best team go out early, so they protect them. I could see that, but it would be good to get this league back to where they could have multiple bids.
The flip side is you want to see the team that's playing its best right now to give your conference the best chance to be represented, in the NCAA tournament. So the team that could win 3 games and survive and move on is the team that should be there to represent the league.
Well, to me, that means you guys, really, right now, because you're playing as well as anybody in that league. Keith Dombrat, the Akron coach, had some nice things to say about the program, and basically said he likes your team as much as he likes any team in the league right now. Would you agree with the assessment that you guys are peaking at the right time?
I mean, I just think I equal his respect for me is reciprocated. I mean, his program and how hard his kids play, and on film they're impressive in what they do and their offense and how hard they play and all those things. So they have, the type of team that I wouldn't mind not seeing again, Akron, to be honest. But, it's a really balanced league, and the top 5 or 6 teams really can make a case that they could represent the league. And, we hope that we're continuing to get better. And I think that we have, enough firepower on offense. If we could keep playing the same type of defense we have the last 3 games, then we're going to be in a great position to have a chance to do some damage in the tournament.
Hey, Bobby, you have a RPI of 42. I don't know how much stock you put in that, but if you could win a bunch of games and not win the tournament, have you thought about the possibility of an at-large berth if you can keep that RPI that high or improve it a little into the 30s?
I mean, yes, but I have to, go into the gym with our players for these last 2 days in practice and treat it like this next game is our last game of the season. And I mean, that's the mindset that we have in preparing. But in the back of my mind, I know that if we win out and if we win 2 games in the conference tournament, that we would have a strong case to be made based on the type of competition we faced and how we handled ourselves in those type of games, the Kentucky to Wisconsin, and with the strength of our RPI and some other measurables that are also pretty high.
Hey, Bobby, how much is that helping the program, you think? Because, the average fan who's sitting on the couch at home, they're not really paying attention too much to RPI ratings, stuff like that, but players are. High school players and coaches are, and they're looking at that stuff and stacking up these programs. And so I think it's starting to catch on campus there too, the university, and the students there are starting to get it. How much can that help your program? To what degree?
Look, yeah, I mean, we're trying to sell our style of play, the excitement that we, the fact that we play exciting offense and we're not just, milking the shot clock every possession and playing a game in the 50s. And, we've been one of the top scoring teams in our league my first 2 years, and especially this year, we're right there with Toledo, and we're in the top 40 nationally in scoring. So that's something that we like to sell. And, we talk to recruits about where we're positioned based on these rankings and the type of company that we're in. I mean, we're in the same breath with St. John's and Georgetown and UCLA or in Texas, or schools that are now behind us in some of these rating systems. So it is nice to be able to pick up the phone and tell a recruit that, when we're trying to talk about our program.
Yeah, so you think that leading Kentucky and Wisconsin at the half is something the guys in that room and the committee will take into account? Because let's face it, if you get credit in the power ratings for playing them, leading at halftime should come into it too, right?
I mean, I think it should be something that's discussed, because when you're putting together a field, you want to have teams that you think, and I think the tournament's been built around upsets and the drama of March Madness. And if you could put a team in the field that is considered an underdog, it may not be a household name, but has played the top teams, hasn't been afraid to go on the road, and we've won 9 road games, and there aren't many teams that have won more than that in Division I. So we're proving that we're a pretty tough team, and when you're playing against the very best, if you could compete for a large portion of the game like we did, it shows that we're capable of competing at that level.
All right. Hey, Bobby, listen, thanks a lot for coming on the show. Good luck against Kent State, and we'll be checking in with you soon. It's Bobby Hurley, everybody.
Look forward to doing it again soon, guys. Take care.
All right, Bobby. Bobby Hurley, everybody, the UB basketball coach. We'll come back with more. Stay with us.